What's up everybody, D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today, I know this is months late, but today we're going to be doing my breakdown for the Pacific Rim Uprising Trailer 1. This video will be part 1 of the 4-part giveaway for the 20,000 subscribers special. If you are interested in getting a digital download code for Shin Godzilla, all you have to do is comment Shin Gojira, then leave your comment. The comment must be related to the video. That's all you have to do to enter. All you have to do, once again, is to follow these conditions. Subscribe, comment the words Shin Gojira, and then leave your comment. And once again, the comment must be related to the video. Also, the code is only valid for Americans. Sorry those of you who are international. This code won't work on any Voodoo accounts not connected to America. Alright, let's get into it. Potential spoiler warning for Pacific Rim Uprising, because let's face it, I know a lot about this movie based off seeing 2 other trailers that are really spoiler heavy, so there's gonna be some spoilers in here, but that's more of the studio's fault than my fault. We start out with the teaser. The tagline reads, "Rise Up." The term rise up might be a reference to how the Kaiju need to rise up from the breach. It also gives me a very Walking Dead vibe, as The Walking Dead Season 7B had that same tagline. We open the trailer with Keely Spence's character in an epic battle. This is very large scale and grand, just like the original Pacific Rim. It's clearly a modern fight with Gypsy Avenger and another Yeager. The Yeager Gypsy is fighting is most likely a Kaiju Yeager hybrid. We'll see these guys later in the trailer. The setting is a PPDC base. At first, I thought this was a flashback to when Amara was a kid, but if you look at the IMDb cast list, you'll see that they have a totally separate actress playing Amara. Now that we know that Keely Spence is playing that Amara in this scene, we know that it's modern. And we'll see the follow through to this event in a few moments, meaning that this is definitely a modern attack and will surely kick off the Kaiju plot in the movie.
We were born into a world at war. Between the monsters that destroyed our cities and the monsters we created to stop them.
The next shot is Jake Pentecost, played by John Boyega. He is in his hometown of San Diego in this movie. It is a city of ruin and destruction left over after the events of the first Pacific Rim. There's a dead Kaiju body in the middle of the city, which is most likely where the black market operates out of. If you remember from a previous news update we did, we mentioned how Jake is going to start out a black market dealer with Spaney's character. I think I've been pronouncing her name Keely Spence the whole time. I actually think it's pronounced Keely Spaney. Sorry. During the following destruction scene, we see one of our big 3 Kaiju in the background. After this, we see Jake and his partner in crime, literally. Her name is Amara Namani, aka Keely's character. They hop off this helicopter. This is followed with our first look at Mako Mori, one of the only returning Pacific Rim 1 characters. If I had to guess, these events all take place around the same point when Jake first lands at the PPDC base that he's going to train in throughout the movie. We know from previous interviews with John Boyega that Jake will be forced into the Yeager program to help Mako after committing a series of crimes with Amara. We see some more of this followed through in the next trailer.
We thought we had sacrificed enough. But the war we thought we finished is just beginning.
We see Yeagers with rockets on their backs, and later we'll see them flying. This is most likely a quick transport for the Yeagers. However, it's also an answer to the question posed in the first Pacific Rim, which is, if Kaiju can fly, then when will Yeagers be able to? My question in regards to this scene are, why is there a need for the Yeagers to be taken off at this scene? Is this right before the big city battle seen in the follow through of the trailer? And definitely seen a lot in the third trailer. Also, are these the only Yeagers left in the world? Surely after the events of the first Pacific Rim, the Yeager program would have a lot more funding. And we do know from the toy line that there's a couple more that don't show up in the trailers. However, I'm really debating, is that all of them? Are all the ones that we see of and hear of in the toys really all that's left? There's only like 6 of them, that's insane. Finally, how far can these rockets take the Yeagers? It seems a bit ineffective in my opinion, so that must mean the battle is happening pretty close to the base they're at. This one's pretty straightforward, but the original Pacific Rim theme plays over Jake when he's looking at pictures of his dead dad.
But the war we thought we finished.
The pictures are from Pentecost's famous canceling the apocalypse speech. This speech is paralleled in Jake's speech throughout this trailer. Both speeches are given by members of the same bloodline, both are given to inspire soldiers for war, and both speeches play heavily throughout the first trailer.
Today we face the monsters that are at our door. Today we are canceling the apocalypse.
The reference of Yeagers as man-made monsters to fight the other monsters, aka the Kaiju, is a great callback to Raleigh's narration from Pacific Rim 1.
In order to fight monsters, we created monsters of our own.
Between the monsters that destroyed our cities and the monsters we created to stop them.
We see more of that opening night battle from the beginning of the trailer, not the beginning of the movie, with the stealthy evil Yeagers. These are the same Yeagers that will be opening the Kaiju portal in the next trailer. These are the Kaiju Yeager hybrids. The Kaiju portion of the hybrids will most likely lead to the Yeagers malfunctioning and turning evil. They also have no pilot, so no one is in there attacking the base directly. If I had to guess, the Kaiju's hive mind will most likely help the Kaiju portion of these mechs take over, turning them against humanity. They fire rockets at who I can only assume is the new PPDC leader. He's killed, and if Mako makes it out of this scene, I feel like she'll be moved up in ranks. This could also be how Liu Shao winds up in charge of the Yeagers. This clearly takes place a fair way into the movie, as we see Amara is already at the PPDC. This means that Jake's there too, meaning he's already been arrested and sent there. Later we'll see the reaction shots of these guys as this attack ends. Because this is most likely what kicks off the Kaiju entering Earth story in the movie, I would guess that Jake is not yet in command of Gypsy Avenger. If I had to guess, Gypsy Avenger's pilots at the moment are Nate Lambert and Mako. Fingers crossed the Mako lives through this whole movie. As I've mentioned, this is, in my opinion, the setup for the breach being opened. Specifically, I think that this is a new breach that's being opened and the old one will be left alone.
And the only thing standing in front of the apocalypse is us.
We see Jake standing in Yeager wreckage. He doesn't have any cuts on his face, so this is most likely very early into the movie. He's probably scrapping for the black market dealings that go on at the beginning of the film. We see the Kaiju Yeager hybrids rising from the water about to open the breach. This is what leads me to think that this is a new breach, because the old one was way too far underwater for them to stand up and open it. This is followed with all our heroes looking at something very angrily with fire all around them. If I'm correct, this takes place just after the attack, as our heroes have lost and are watching the Kaiju Yeager hybrids open the portal again. We see a quick shot of Charlie Day's character Newton, Jing Tian's character Liu Shao, Rinko Kiyokichi's character Mako, and some of the other PPDC members. From what I assume, this is very early into the movie, and I'd guess this is as Jake just makes it to the Yeager facility. Gypsy does the famous hand catch thing, bow kind of move that we saw a lot in the first movie and in the first teaser trailer.
But it doesn't matter where you came from, who believed in you and who didn't.
And we see our first look at Amara's homemade, single-piloted, 30 to 50 foot cannon bolt looking Yeager. We see a lot of that guy in another trailer that we're going to break down here on the channel in the next few days. This is followed with a hero shot of Nate Lambert, Newton Geisler, Herman Gottlieb, and the rest of the main cast.
This is our time. This is our chance to make a difference.
We see the inside of our 3-person piloted Yeager for the movie, which I believe one of these cast members is Aria or Jonas, and I think she plays a character named Jules Rice, and she's one of the main pilots for the movie. The 3-person manned Yeager is called Titan Redeemer, and it is also said to be a rogue Yeager that shows up to help the normal Yeagers. I'm really interested to see what they mean by a rogue Yeager. Does that mean like some other corporation built it, or this was just a group of people that somehow got their hands on a Yeager and were like, yeah, we'll fight and save the world?
Now let's get it done!
That's what I'm talking about!
We also see Guardian Bravo kicking butt with the electric whip. This will be featured heavily in the following trailers. Each Yeager in this movie comes with some very gimmicky items. Some of them have cannonball hands, some of them can roll up into balls. Gypsy's Gypsy. And this is a really neat way to sell toys, and I mean that's a really neat way to differentiate the Yeagers from each other.
They've evolved, and they could wipe out all life.
Some parasite creatures attack an un-Yeagered Lambert in the city. Don't be surprised if he dies in this scene, because we know at some point in the movie he'll stop piloting Gypsy with Jake, and instead Amara and Jake will pilot Gypsy. We see a snippet of Gypsy Avenger fighting Obsidian Fury. They fight at least twice in this movie, once in the snow and once in a city. Here's the details on Obsidian Fury. Obsidian Fury is a droned Yeager who is unmanned. Fury has some sort of nuclear reactor, arc reactor, chest repulsor thing seen in the next trailer. It also seems to be controlled by a human via remote control, because it really knows how to fight with some very advanced weaponry, and I don't really think the Kaiju, even if they were able to hack into his programming, would be able to access and properly use all this weaponry. The toy bio also revealed that Obsidian Fury has dual hand cannons and dual chain swords, meaning that he has a very strong advantage over our main Yeagers. He's probably tied, if not a little better than Gypsy Avenger. Fury isn't the only droned Yeager, however, but he is the only main one that we see that's evil in this trailer, and in all the trailers actually. He's the only one that we see that's evil. This type of Yeager is different from the Kaiju Yeager hybrids, and they're also evil, but they're two totally separate things. Newton says the line, "They're evolving," before we see a shot of Li Wen Chao being chased through the city by all the parasite monsters.
Y'all remember me? Y'all remember me? In my ball, 'cause I wanna get it on till I die. Get it on till I die.
We also see the first half of the Gypsy Avenger vs. Fury city battle shot, with Gypsy powering up the chain swords. The fight is revealed to be very physical and looks like Fury is targeting civilians as we see his chain sword strike an office building. Then we see some footage of what I can only assume is their second fight and their final fight between the two in the snow. Our heroes celebrate what I'm guessing is the defeat of Fury in this snow scene. This might lead to the other Kaiju attack, leading us into the movie's final battle. The other Kaiju's that massive one that we've seen in the third trailer. We also see him at the very end here.
I think I could get used to this.
There's something you need to see.
Jake and Amara are seen banged up piloting together. This makes me question what happened to Lambert and if this takes place after the final city battle with the Kaiju. Amara's dialogue would make me think that the fight is over. We also see some action shots from Athena and Redeemer as they kick some Kaiju ass. Then we see some parasites destroying things in a rampage. We witness a quick look at our second triple event. The first one happens at the very end of Pacific Rim 1.
Well, he's pretty big.
Then it's revealed, look super closely and you'll see it, that the parasites are melding these Kaiju together into one super Kaiju. This will be highlighted a little more in the third trailer. This is the evolution Newton was talking about earlier. At first, I thought this was some sort of healing factor that the Kaiju had developed, but nope. This is just the three Kaiju turning into one huge one.
Everything you've got.
Then we see some final action shots of our Yeagers going to war with the two-headed looking Kaiju, showing off the final boss battle of the movie. The trailer ends with the other big reveal, which is the new Kaiju's sonic roar power, but let's be real, Godzilla Earth's is still way better. Thanks guys, I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. D-Man, out.